So in prison, you gotta remember, man. In prison, especially in the higher levels, like I said, in the level fours, in the 180s, in the 270s, where most people got life. This means that they will never go back to the streets. So whatever it is that is going on the streets, street politics, street gangs, it doesn't even count. What up, loved ones? What it do? It's Pare Young right here. You know where I'm from. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're new to this channel right here, just hit the subscribe button real quick and give it a like if you think it's cool, if you think it's real. You know what I mean? So right now, Trip Game, man, I'm gonna be talking about street gangs versus prison gangs. What is the difference? And what was it? What was my experience? Basically, from my point of view, from my perspective. And to emphasize this more, this specific subject, I'm even gonna make a little skit to show, so I can reenact what was the mindset and the mentality as a little street nigga and shit, little gang member, street gang members, 13, 14, 15 years old, before I caught my 14-year sentence and shit, man. So, because I talked to a lot of people here and there, and I want to shed more light, man, because prior to my channel, everyone has their little leaders, the person that they look up to, and I blame them because they're responsible for misleading people, or with the good intentions, showing them the right way, or what is real, or what it is supposed to be, you know, not misled them for their personal agenda and whatnot, man. Just basically doing the right thing, man, the just thing, not in man's eyes, like in God's eyes, like I always say. So here you go, street gangs. In LA, usually a street gang would be named after a street, and that would be their hood, that would be their territory. You would protect that hood, you will protect your barrio, your hood, your territory with your life, man. Depends how hardcore you are, how much dedicated are you to your gang, how much do you love your gang, you know. So basically, some people, they're willing to go all the way, like I was before, man. Because when I was a little kid, gang banging on the streets, I wasn't playing around, you know, and I was really, like, you know what I mean? I really wanted to put in work to make a name for myself. And how do I do that? By putting work on your enemies, man. Basically just showing them how hard you are, how much of a man you are, and stuff like that, by gunning them down. But little did I know that was bitch shit. What I mean by bitch shit is like pussy shit. You know what I mean? Because think about it. Later on in life, when I grew up, I realized that having a gun doesn't make you a man. Despite of, at the time being, when I was a little kid, I felt like I was God. I was a man. I was a tough guy. I was a brave guy. I was a Mr. Know-it-all. Can nobody fuck with me? You can't fuck with me. You can't even come close to me. My enemies, when they see me, they run. We have a reputation that you get close to us, you're gonna get shot, man. That's just all there is to it, man. And so in my head, that was the game. I used to think that was the hard thing. I was hard, man, because people fear me. So it gave me this false sense of bravery, man. In the streets, you know what I mean? I was a Mr. Know-it-all. I didn't appreciate time. I didn't appreciate my family. I didn't appreciate anything, man. I don't give a fuck, you know? Like, I was ungrateful. I was a little fucking dumbass, little fucking young, dumb, and full of cum, is what some people would call it, man. And the reason why I'm talking about this, because a lot of people, they can relate. Even if you're not a gang member, or if you were just like a little dope dealer or whatever you are on the streets, or you know about gangs, this is the mentality was. Because all you want to do is, like I said, all you want to do is make a name for yourself, because you look up to all these people and you think that they were the shit, that they were a man, they were hard, they were gangsters, you know. So you want to be a gangster yourself, you know what I mean? And that was my mentality. But when I got to prison, it was a whole different story, man. Cause this is here you go, man. I'm gonna give you a point, another perspective, because this is where you find out if you was a real gangster or not in prison, not in the streets. You can't find out if you're a real gangster in the streets. You can't, because in prison it's like you're going back in time. You're going back way back in the old days when fucking automatic and semi-automatic fucking gunfire guns don't exist. During those times, back the real gangsters, the real warriors, and our ancestors, they didn't have guns. The closest thing that they have to a gun was a freaking bow and arrow, man. And you got to be skillful to use that. You really actually have to be really good at it, or else you will die. You know. So what I mean by this is what I'm trying to say. In prison, like I said, it's like going back in the old age. So everyone is equal. This was like back in the old days when you go to war. You only come with whatever that it is you're holding, whether if it's a sword or a dagger. That's how it is. So think about this, man. Think about back in the old days, where when the warriors and the gangsters was really with the business. Just imagine gang banging and back in the days. You got your little fucking sword, your samurai, or whatever you got. I got my own shit. We're gonna find out who's really hard, who's really tough. You know, I'm not gonna just shoot you and just run away, go home, fall asleep, talk shit, brag about it, and come back out to the streets, look for an enemy, shoot him again, go back home. That's not prison. So streets and prison are not even close to those that are trying to say, oh, they're the same thing. You know. So this is hopefully I'm making sense, because in prison, in the Pinta, or what people call it in California, man, it's a hand-to-hand combat. You know, like I said, there is no more guns. You are no longer. You can no longer hide from guns. It's not even. It's a hand-to-hand battle. You know, so I was dead wrong to thinking that I'm gangster on the streets because I have a gun. You know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to say. So in prison, imagine you're in prison. You are no longer free because you're in prison, right? You are no longer free. You don't have your freedom. You are suffering, or at least that's what the government is designed the prison to punish people that are breaking man's law. So you're in there because you fucked up. You broke the law. So you're in prison. 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years, 14 years. Life in prison, life without possibility. 300 years, 400 years, whatever it is. You know. So in prison, you gotta remember, man. In prison, especially in the higher levels, like I said, in the level 4s, in the 180s, in the 270s, where most people got life. This means that they will never go back to the streets. So whatever it is that is going on the streets, street politics, street gangs, it doesn't even count. Because they're not going back to the streets. You know, they got themselves stuck in that position to where they're going to spend the rest of their life in the Pinta in prison and die over there. So you go over there, you go over there fresh from the streets, you little street nigga and shit like me, like I was. You come over there. What hood are you from? It doesn't even matter, dog. What matters in CDC, in California prison, is all about racial segregation. It was already designed that way. Who are your peoples? What is your race? You know? But you have an option. For example, I'm Pinoy. But somehow, I want to gangbang Soreño hood, or Soreño gang. And then I'm in the streets. And then, for example, I was really with the business. Not no fucking just act hard. And then all of it, then, you know what I mean, just act hard but don't really put in no work. I'm talking about really with the business. If you was really with the business, gang banging every day, you're gonna end up catching life, a lot of years, or dead. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. If you was really with the business. But if you're not, then you ain't. So if you're with the business, you're in the pin, you already caught life. For example, I caught life. I'm a Pinoy that is a banging, gang banging Soreño gang. For example, what do? I have the option. Do I sell up with the Soreño, which is mostly Hispanic and Mexicans, be with them for the rest of my life until I die? Or sell up with my own race, with my own people, with my own country of origin? So who do I choose? You know what I mean? Because we're not going back to the streets. This is gonna be my home for the rest of my life. So I'm just giving a point of view. For example, I'm a Crip. Hey, come rip, or a blood gang. So whoop. Do I wanna spend the rest of my life sell up with the blacks, or mostly the blacks, based on Crip gang and blood gang and Pyrus and Damus and all of that are mostly blacks? Or I'm gonna go over there and sell up with my own peoples, with my own race? So what do I choose? You know, you gotta make the decision, man. Because sometimes, oh, but they're the deepest, so you know, I don't know. I might should just go with them. Or a lot of people, they're confused. They're confused. They have no idea. You know. So this is just my point of view, man. Everybody got their own thing. Everybody got their own shit. Like I said, this is the difference between street gangs versus prison gangs. And in prison gangs, you only have so many prison gangs that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. Or the street gangs, I mean, if you was in the streets and you never been to prison, or you never did really real time, and you somehow woke up and saw the bigger picture and changed your life because you were no longer selfish, because you're thinking about your loved ones now, not just yourself, somehow grew up, man, that's hella cool, man. That means you're fucking smart, you know. And you know, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say. I understand this is something that a lot of people already know, but my point of view is, what do you consider the real real soldiers and real warriors, man? Somebody with a gun, or somebody that's still a man and still a gangster with or without a gun. So that's the difference between street gangs and prison gangs. And in California, man, it's a racial thing. And before I forget, just the other day, the homie was talking about one of the little homie got busted. He was in the county for I don't know for how long, and the CEOs was asking him, man, if they knew Pare Young, if Pare Young was real, if Pare Young was legit. And the little homie was like, yeah, man, that's the homie, man. You know what I mean? And I was just, to be honest, I'm just like flattered a little bit because they would actually ask that if I was real or legit, which means that I'm a good actor, that I can look in the camera with and fucking with a straight lie and shit. You know what I mean? Come on. If you was a real one, you're gonna know. And you're gonna feel, or at least you're gonna have good judgments if you think I'm just fucking hyping shit up. You know? Hit me up on the DM. I'll give, you know what I mean? I'll let you search my full name and my CDC number, everything, man. Go look at all my paperwork. You know? But that's cool though, because you know what I mean? The CEOs are talking about it and shit. And so, you know what I mean? So, pretty much that's about it, man. I'm gonna, like I said earlier, I'm gonna make a little skit so make it more understandable for some people. And hopefully, once they see the whole picture, or at least they get a better understanding, they would start doing something else more productive and constructive. Instead of going in the hood and acting hard, you know what I mean? Having a definition of a man is having a gun and shit and being brave. You're not brave when you have a gun. You know? Anywho, man, hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching, as always, man. I love y'all to death, the supporters, man. And I'm just gonna be right here. I'm gonna go hard on the paint. 2021, all kinds of stuff coming, man. I'm gonna slowly but surely reveal all the good news. You know what I mean? So say what you mean and mean what you say, cause real recognize real, homeboy. I'm out of here.